Now, there are two main ways of identifying your knowledge outsourcing opportunities. The sort of areas that you can devolve and outsource to external providers. The two approaches really depend on the orientation of your organization. So the first one is SWOT analysis, which we use largely for organizations which I mentioned earlier, where they're mediocre workforce, poor motivation, high staff turnover. It's a very people-oriented approach. And the objective of the SWOT analysis is to identify those people who sort of rock the boat. Now, these organizations are essentially, they don't want to be leaders in their fields. They want to remain middle-of-the-road organizations, and somebody has to, after all. So they want to keep the status quo. They want to roll along without much excitement, just keep the business coming in, the bread and butter, the sticking to their knitting and all of that. So the SWOT analysis is a tremendously useful tool to achieve this. It's SQUAT. It's a mnemonic which we find quite useful in consulting. S in SWOT stands for specialists. So obviously your first candidates for devolving or decoupling your HKAs are going to be the specialists in your organization, because they usually cost more money. So you can reduce your costs significantly by decoupling your specialists. Particularly since they're specialists are sort of kind of penny on the market anyway. The second letter, of course, is Q for questioners. So this helps you identify the people who ask awkward questions. The people who are always asking those difficult questions in meetings and really upsetting the stability and status quo of the organization. The third letter, of course, is U, and those are those people who have unusual ideas. And you really don't want people to have unusual ideas in this kind of organization, because they just distract people and sort of make people think about innovation and doing things differently. And so along with the questioners, you really don't want them around. The fourth one, of course, is A for attractive people. It's not a good idea if you aspire to be a mediocre organization performing in a mediocre way. It's really not a good idea to have attractive people on your staff, because it distracts colleagues from the mundane matters of everyday work duties. And in any case, attractive people are much better out there in the independent pool of HKAs, because they're, of course, for example, in consulting, you really want attractive people to be providers. So it's really good for the ecology, or the new knowledge work ecology, to have these attractive people decoupled from the mediocre organizations and floating in the independent pool. And the last letter, of course, in SQUAT is T. And we use this to help our clients identify their technology enthusiasts. Because technology enthusiasts, generally speaking, are much keener on the latest technology, on using social software and collaboration tools and all of this. All the things that mediocre organizations find it incredibly difficult and expensive to integrate into their infrastructure. So their infrastructure simply isn't equipped for new technology ideas. And it's better for the people who are much more comfortable with sort of high-tech environment, for them, again, to be in the independent pool where they can play with all of these Web 2.0 tools to their heart's content. So we find that this tool, as a people-oriented tool, is very effective at identifying the knowledge assets which can be floated away from the organization, and everybody's happier as a result.